Hey guys, Shifty here, and welcome to Can I Beat Pokemon Omega Ruby with Only One Joltik? I chose Joltik because it's one of my favorite Bug-type Pokemon, and because its stats are decent all around with its speed being marginally higher. For stab moves, we get okay moves until Thunderbolt and Bug Buzz. Those are going to be our big ones. And as for TMs, it's looking a bit sparse. As for the rules of this challenge, no items in battle, held items are allowed, and I can only use Joltik in battle. With all that out of the way, consider subscribing and leaving a comment with which Pokemon you want to see me do this with, and your answer to the question on screen. Now, let's get into the challenge. When getting our starter, I chose to replace Trico with Joltik so that May has Blaziken, which is probably the hardest for us to fight. Checking our stats, we have a Rash Nature, which boosts special attack and lowers defense, so it's either we one-shot or get one-shot. We easily beat May on our first try, it's not even worth showing, and I'm definitely not saying this because I lost the footage of us winning. After making our way through Petalburg Woods, we come to what might be the hardest challenge of the run, Roxanne. On our first try, we get easily two-shot by our lead Geodude. After a couple levels and a couple tries, we get this run. Geodude defense curls, so we get a free turn of Fury Cutter. On the following turn, we have to take a Rock Tomb, but now it's doing much less damage. And our Fury Cutter brings it low, which makes Roxanne heal on the following turn, but one more Fury Cutter takes it out. Last is our Nose Pass, which we nearly KO with another Fury Cutter, but it lives and hits a Rock Tomb to bring us to just 17 HP, and we KO on the following turn. Honestly, thank God for Fury Cutter getting stronger every turn you use it. Now it's time to beat up the guy named after the best Smash game, Brawly. He leads with a Machop, which is nearly a one-shot with Electro Web, but it doesn't retaliate, choosing instead to bulk up, and after a few turns of healing, Machop goes down. Brawly's ace is Makuhita, which is a one-shot with a critical hit Electro Web, winning us our second gym badge, in convincing fashion. On our way to Mauville, we get stopped by the infamous second May fight, and spoiler alert, she rocks our shit. Even after a couple levels, she is still unstoppable for our little bug. Eventually, we do win after getting some EV training, specifically defense and special attack. We obliterate her Whalmer with an Electro Web, then immediately miss Electro Web on her Combustion, which now does about a third of our HP with Flame Charge. On the next turn, instead of going for damage, she toys with us by going for Sand Attack, but thankfully our brave little spider doesn't miss and KOs the Combustion, leaving just her Shroomish left, but it cannot survive 2 bug bites. Now, you keen viewers might be thinking to yourself, Shifty, both Magnemite and Magneton resist your bug and Electro-type moves. What genius strategy have you devised to beat Watson? Well, let me tell you. In Slateport, after the cutscene with Maxie, one grunt is left standing in the museum, and if you talk to him, he'll give you the Thief TM. What does that matter? I can hear you asking. Well, Dark is one of the 3 types that do neutral damage to Steel and Electric types, so it's our best option. Anyway, now it's time to fight Watson. Watson leads with Magnemite, which takes about a third from Thief before critting a Volt Switch and, well, switching out to Voltorb. Voltorb, however, goes down in 2 bug bites and out comes Magnemite again. It goes down to the red from another Thief before switching out yet again. We screech to lower Magneton's defense and dodge a Supersonic in the process. On the following turn, Thief does about a third and Magneton, like Magnemite, switches out, bringing up poor little Magnemite to die after 3 Thieves. Last is Magneton, which goes down after 3 more Thieves, winning us our 3rd gym badge. After the gym, we have to stop whoever the fuck at whatever place from doing something, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, and we proceed to get our shit pushed in multiple times, sometimes from the Mightyena and sometimes from the camera. After taking more L's than the word ballistically, I realized that a Persim Berry to heal the confusion from Mightyena Swagger would really help, as well as maxing out our EVs in attack and special defense so we can live a Lava Plume. He leads with Mightyena, which has Intimidate, so our attack is lowered the entire battle, except he goes for Swagger, bringing us to +1 attack, and we heal the confusion. The boost attack plus his lower defense from Screech means that 1 bug bite puts his pooch down. Next up is the scariest Pokemon on his team, Cameron. We land a Thief for about a third of its HP as it wastes a turn with Amnesia. On the following turn, we bring it to the red with Thief and live a Lava Plume, meaning we can KO on the next turn. Last is Golbat, which takes over half from Thief, meaning we can live a Wing Attack, barely, and KO on the next turn. Now it's time for what is going to be easily our hardest fight yet, the Fire-type specialist, Flannery. I spent hours trying to figure out how we were going to be able to beat her, but I figured we should just give it a try first, figure out our weak points, and then build from there. She leads with Slugma, which can either set up Sunny Day to boost the power of Fire-type moves, or outright kill us with Overheat. Thankfully, it's slow as hell, and we OHKO it with Electro Ball. Second is her Ace Torkoal, which also has Sunny Day and Overheat, but it's also slow as hell, and Electro Ball does great damage. However, it lives, and instead of doing anything remotely good, it sets up a curse. Needless to say, we KO it on the next turn. Last is her Numel, which has Sunny Day and Lava Plume, and it actually does something smart, kinda. It sets up a Sunny Day to power up its Lava Plume, but it's too late as our Thief did about 75% of its HP, meaning we KO on the next turn and beat the Fire Gym on our very first try without taking any damage. Now it's time to turn the tables and beat our dad's ass, is what I would say if those 300-pound gorillas on his team didn't hit so fucking hard. Eventually, the ass beating gets so bad that I decided we need to power up and go even further beyond level 32, to level 35.
And this is to go even further beyond!
Our dad leads with Slacking, which takes over half from Signal Beam and responds with an Encore, meaning on the following turn it lopes around and we can KO with Signal Beam. Second out is his Vigoroth, which barely lives his Signal Beam and responds with a powered up Retaliate that doesn't even do half to us. Norman heals, but we outspeed and 2 more Signal Beams take out the Vigoroth, leaving just his other Slacking. It opens with Swagger, but I equipped a Persimberry for this, so we snap out of Confusion and hit Signal Beam for just under half. On the next turn, Slacking lopes around and we get a crit to end the fight early, winning us our 5th gym badge. Afterwards, we meet up with Steven and he takes us to a secret island where we battle some grunts and this weird looking dog joins my team, but this is a one-man show so I kick it out. Once we make it to the Weather Institute, I realize that we have another hurdle in our way, an admin fight with another camera. Luckily, by this point we have Sucker Punch, which is stronger than Thief, and after a couple tries we get past this asshole. Walking out of the Institute victorious, May wants to fight us and we just massacre her team, just really fuck up her shit. Now we have what, on paper, should be our easiest gym, the Flying Gym. And yeah, it was super fucking easy. Everything was either a 1 or a 2 shot. It was incredibly easy. I'm not even going to show it. I'm just probably speeding through it right now. Now we're back to struggling against the admins. This e-girl wannabe literally only has a camera up on her team and it's fucking me up even though we're 7 levels above it. Even with max defense and attack EVs, we still can't get through this fucking beast. Eventually, I decide to relearn Screech so we can lower its defense and maybe that'll help. We arrive back to fight her at level 47 with Screech on our moveset and let's see how it goes. We open with Screech and take an Earth Power for over half, but with the HP healed from our Citrus Berry we can live another. Now I have a choice, either Sucker Punch for damage or Screech again, and after fighting this trainer so many times, I know the AI really likes to predict when we go for Sucker Punch. However, I decide it's the best move and it doesn't predict us and we bring it to the red and live another Earth Power with just 26 HP. On the following turn, I pray that Signal Beam is enough to KO and thankfully it does. And as a reward for this fight, we get Bug Buzz, one of the best bug type moves there is. Now we get to fight her again before the submarine, but it's the same as last time more or less, so onwards to the 7th gym. Now it's time for the Psychic Gym. Want to guess how that went? Yeah, a Bug Buzz for each of their Pokemon and we won. Now it's time for the actual hardest fight of the game, the final fight against Maxie. On our first try, we one-shot Mariana with Bug Buzz, nearly one-shot Wheezing, but it barely damages us with Double Hit, and his Crobat hits an Acrobatics to pop our Citrus Berry, but it goes down to Discharge. Lastly is his Mega Camera. We land the Screech, but it yawns us, and on the next turn we try to Sucker Punch, but it predicts us and doubles down on yawning, putting us to sleep at the end of the turn. We stay asleep and barely manage to live a Rock Slide on 11 HP, but we wake up on the next turn, and how much does Sucker Punch do? Not even half. I try again 3 levels later and still nothing changes. In fact, the attempts actually get worse. Apparently we got the absolute best damage rolls in our lifetime in order to one-shot Crobat. Eventually, at level fucking 60, we get to camera with no damage taken, and after we get put to sleep and barely live a Rock Slide, we can KO with 1 Dark Glasses boosted Sucker Punch. Well, now that that's done, it's time to do that thing all boys this age do. Fight the Fire God in some old-ass ruins with a little spider. Attempt 1 goes like this. We Screech, he rests. We Screech, we miss, we live an Earthquake. We Sucker Punch, we miss because he rests. We Sucker Punch, we land, it does 1/3, we die. This is more or less how all the attempts go until I realized that if he wants to go for rest, and that's exactly what I did. We Bug Buzz, he rests, we Screech 3 times, then Sucker Punch as he wakes up, and defeat a god with a little spider. After saving the entire region, maybe multiple regions, who knows, we still have to fight the Water Gym. And with Thunderbolt, oh yeah, by the way, I got the Thunderbolt TM, it's just not hard at all. Love Disc, 1 shot. Milotic, 1 shot. Wishcash, technically a 2 shot, but Wallace heals him, so really a 3 shot, but actually a 2 shot if he did. Celio, 1 shot. Seaking, 1 shot. Last badge, obtained. At the end of Victory Road, we fight Wally, and it was very easy. Everything was a 1 shot or a 2 shot, but one thing I will say about this fight is the music kicks ass. Here are our stats before the Elite Four. By the way, this is with max speed and special attack EVs, because that's what I would say is the best until we know we can't get past something. Alright, let's go. First is Dark type trainer Sydney, and we just demolish him with Bug Buzzes. Like, it's just sad to watch. Phoebe, on the other hand, was not so easy. Her lead Dusclops has Curse, which whenever it uses it is an immediate run killer. I wish I could say that I had some grand idea of how to beat her team, that with just the right EVs here and the right damage rolls there that we could eke out a win, but no, I just gave JOLTIK a Persimberry to heal the confusion, and we immediately won. And it goes something like this. We Bug Buzz, Dusclops confuses us, but not actually. Then we KO with Thunderbolt. Sableye chips us with Fake Out, but goes down to a Bug Buzz. Dusk Noir is out next, and it lives a Thunderbolt and lands a Fire Punch for over half our health, but we KO on the following turn. Last are 2 Banette, which both go down to 1 Thunderbolt. Glacia, on the other hand, is pretty easy going. Her first Glowly goes down to a crit Thunderbolt. Her Frostlass goes down after a couple of 4 restores. Her second Frostlass is also a 2 shot. Her Walrein is a 1 shot with Thunderbolt. And lastly is her other Glalie and doesn't even stand a chance. Last of the Elite Four is Drake, but this certified lover boy is going down. He leads with Altaria, which goes down to 2 Thunderbolts. Second is Flygon, which nearly dies to 1 Bug Buzz, but it lives and lands with Screech. After 2 full restores, we're onto his second Flygon, and it KOs with an Earthquake. After many tries, we never never get past Salamence, which comes out after the second Flygon. So I decide to get back to level 70 and hope, and eventually we get this run. We crit Thunderbolt to Oko Altaria. First Flygon is out and it goes down to the red from Bug Buzz, and we get a special defense drop, so after healing, another Bug Buzz KOs. However, we do nearly take half from Flamethrower. The second Flygon comes out and it confuses us after being brought to the red. Drake heals, but we thankfully don't get confused, bring it low again, and snap out of confusion to KO it. Second to last is Salamence, and we Thunderbolt to bring it low, and it gets paralyzed and fully paralyzed, losing its turn, meaning we KO on the following turn. Last is Kingdra, which doesn't go for any damaging attacks for whatever reason, leaving us free to two-shot it with just Thunderbolt, meaning we beat the Loverboy, and now one person stands in our way. Steven. Here's what happened on our first attempt. Steven leads with his Skarmory. Thunderbolt brings Skarmory to its Sturdy, and then it Toxic us, so I immediately reset. After a few more attempts, I deduce that Skarmory seems to always go for Toxic, so I equip a Pecha Berry, and this is how it goes. We Bug Buzz to break Sturdy, then we get Poison, heal it, then KO on the next turn. Aggron comes out, lives a Thunderbolt, and one-shots us with Stone Edge. Well, Stone Edge is only 80% accurate, surely we can get past it eventually. On our next attempt, Skarmory goes for Aerial Ace instead of Toxic, so our item slot is now useless. Aggron gets fully parried from Thunderbolt, and we KO it after some potion stalling. After that, both Kraydilly and Claydol on a one-shot with Bug Buzz. Our Maldo, on the other hand, comfortably lives a Thunderbolt and lands an X-Scissor for a surprising amount of damage, but we do make it past him. Lastly is Steven's broken-ass Mega Metagross, which goes for a priority Bullet Punch and KOs us. Well, at least we have a game plan now. Have Skarmory Toxic us, we heal it, then get past the Aggron's Stone Edge somehow. One-shot Kraydilly and Claydol, then take out our Maldo the best we can, and somehow beat one of the most broken Megas there are. Yeah, saying that out loud, it doesn't really sound like a good plan, and it isn't, because in more than a dozen tries, I only got to Metagross once. After many more attempts, I realized that I could easily raise my odds of getting past Steven's Pokemon with no damage by using Discharge. Its 30% chance to pair is a lot better than Thunderbolt, so I go relearn it, also with a couple of levels. Eventually, at level 74, we do it. We get past Skarmory's Toxic, we get past Aggron's Stone Edge, we get past our Maldo with more HP than normal, leaving just Steven's Mega Metagross. We outspeed and land a critical hit Bug Buzz, but it lives and KOs us with Giga Impact. After this devastating loss, I realized something. Steven's team is pretty fucking slow, and that I probably don't need most, if any, of my speed EVs. So what if I put them in defense so maybe we can live one move from Mega Metagross? Seeing no other option besides over-leveling even more, I go for it. We get back to Metagross with more HP than ever before. We take a Bullet Punch like it's nothing, and our discharge does just over half, but on the next turn we get outsped and can't hang on from another Giga Impact. After hours of attempts, we end up in the exact same situation down to the HP remaining, but something is different. It doesn't go for Bullet Punch, so we bring it to half with Bug Buzz. Well, it doesn't matter, right? It's going for Giga Impact. Surely we die, right? Right? No, we don't. We live it on 1 HP, meaning that Metagross now has to recharge and we're free to go for another Bug Buzz and finish it off, winning us the run. And as a treat for putting in so much work in this last battle, I let Lucas evolve into Galvantula. And that's it. You can indeed beat Pokemon Omega Ruby with only one Joltik. This was a pretty fun run, except for getting stuck at every single camera there is in this game. As always, thank you guys for watching, consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.